everyone, this is Shan from PTEPlus, and today we are going to talk about a really interesting topic that is very commonly asked as well, which is, how does the PTE machine scoring really work? And how does it score my pronunciation, fluency, and my speaking in general? Now I'm going to use the Yeni or Laurel debate as an example. If you don't already know what this Yanny or Laurel thing is, then have a quick listen to this.
Laurel, 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 Laurel.
So, do you hear Yanny or Laurel? Apparently, 47% of people hear Yanny, and the other 53% of people hear Laurel. Now, what does our machine hear? It hears Laurel. And more specifically, it thinks that there is a 79% chance that what is being said is Laurel, and 9% chance that it's morals, and these other possibilities as well. But they're all kind of similar sounding to Laurel, and there's absolutely no Yanny in there, so sorry to all the Yanny people out there. But this is actually a great example of how the machine scores you on your pronunciation. Now, before I dive into it, let's talk about the general machine scoring process first. The key reason why Pearson is able to auto-score your speaking and your writing is because they have massive amounts of data that they can use to model and train the machine. So at a high level, they collect large amounts of written and audio files, and then through natural language processing and algorithms, this is transformed into a kind of like a data format. And very simply, your response is compared to this format. And if your response is very similar to a high scoring format, then you will get a high score. Whereas if you don't really compare very well, then you will get a low score. Oh, and of course, new data is flowing in every day, so the machine is always learning and being reinforced. Now, many students ask, is it just me, or does the PTE exam seem to be getting more and more difficult? And the honest answer is yes, because that is the natural progression of machine learning. So if you can, take the exam earlier rather than later. Now let's go back to our Yeni or Laurel example and see how your pronunciation is scored by a machine. So we have two examples here of a low score pronunciation of Laurel,
Laurel, Laurel,
and a high score pronunciation of Laurel,
Laurel, Laurel.
Now, to our ears, there isn't that much of a difference, but to the machine, this is what it hears. And for every single word that you say, the machine actually produces something like this. So, what makes the machine give you a higher score or a lower score? Right? There are actually a few key things. Now, number one, the number of possibilities that the machine thinks it hears. Now, if there are many possibilities, then the machine basically thinks that there is a whole bunch of other words that you could have possibly said, which means then your pronunciation isn't very accurate, so it's not going to give you a very high score at all. So if there are fewer possibilities that it can identify, then it means that your pronunciation is quite clear, so you are then going to get a high score. Now, the second thing is, out of all these possibilities, is there one that stands out? So, is there one that the machine thinks there's a very high chance that you are saying that word? Now, you can see that in the higher scoring one, it's 84% likely to be Laurel and 16% everything else. But with the lower scoring one, it's only 68% probability for the highest word, so it's not very sure. So if there is a high probability in one of the possibilities, then you will also be more likely to receive a higher score. And one more thing, so his pronunciation score will be quite low because the machine thinks that this person is saying low rather than Laurel. But because Laurel is one of his possibilities, his content won't be penalized. So that's why sometimes you could have a high content score but still have low pronunciation. So remember that PTEPlus provides machine scoring on every single question type, and you can try that out for free. So I'll link it in the description box for you below. I'll also be making more videos about the machine scoring for fluency and writing and so forth. So like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.